Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down something really interesting: how a massive government project near Chennai is setting the stage for a huge real estate play. It's a story all about this thing called a knowledge city, and you guessed it, how one developer is betting big on being its next door neighbor. So, the marketing material we're digging into today, it uses some pretty epic language, kicking off with this line: "A visionary dream is taking shape." I mean, that's not subtle, right? It's clearly meant to tell you that a huge transformation is coming. So, what exactly is this visionary dream they're talking about? To really get a sense of how big they're thinking, the developers are basically asking this very question. Look, this isn't being sold as just another suburb. Oh, no. They're positioning this as the potential answer to one of the biggest questions in Indian development right now. Where is the next Silicon Valley going to be? Okay, so at the absolute core of this whole story is a huge government initiative called the Tamil Nadu Knowledge City. You really got to think of this as the engine driving everything else. It's the big picture, the main event that the entire investment case is built around. And the scale here, it is just immense. We're talking about a plan for 1,703 acres. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that's like more than 1,200 football fields put together. This isn't just some project. They are literally building a new city from the ground up. So, what's the vision for all that land? Well, it's all about creating this fully integrated ecosystem. The goal here is to build a central hub, a brand new smart city, specifically designed to pull in global talent. And how do you do that? By mixing world-class research, cutting-edge industry, and places for people to live, all in one spot. So the official goal, well, it's incredibly ambitious. They want to completely transform this entire area, Vengal, into India's new go-to hub for learning, work, and life. And they're not rushing it. They're looking at a 15-year timeline to bring in global investment and create a whole new, massive job market. All right, so we've got this massive government vision on the table. The next logical question is, okay, where's the private investment opportunity in all this? And when you know it, the source material immediately connects this huge project to a very specific residential development. And this right here, this slide, perfectly sums up the entire sales pitch. On one side, you've got the massive regional driver. That's the knowledge city. And on the other, you have the specific asset, the direct beneficiary, an 181-acre residential township called Parktown. The whole investment case hangs on the link between these two. This chart from the brochure really hones in on the number one selling point: location, location, location. And they are not being subtle about it at all. The phrase they use over and over is bang opposite. It's that simple. The argument is that Parktown, the beneficiary, is literally right across the street from the knowledge city, which is the catalyst for all the growth to come. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit and focus on Parktown itself. The brochure calls it an investor's delight. So what exactly are the features they're pointing to that back up a claim like that? Let's find out. So what is Parktown really? At its heart, it's a big 181-acre development offering up premium residential plots. But the marketing is also really keen to highlight that it's right next to the Meter Reserve Forest. So they're blending this idea of modern development with a natural green environment. The brochure lays out the investment case with what they call 4 main pillars. First up, of course, is that strategic location we just talked about. Second is the growth outlook. It's in a zone that's already slated for expansion by the Chennai Metropolitan Development Authority, which is a big deal. Third, they talk about the quality of the land itself: elevated plots, good soil, no flooding. And finally, number 4, is being right next to that massive 1,400-acre reserve forest. Of course, we all know a great location doesn't mean much if you can't actually get to and from it easily. So, naturally, a huge part of the pitch is all about connectivity, how this specific spot plugs into the rest of the Chennai region. And here's how they make the case for great access. They're not marketing this as some isolated place out in the middle of nowhere. No, they're selling it as a central hub. And to back that up, they point to all these major existing and upcoming roads that connect it in every direction. We're talking national highways, ring roads, and even the new Bengaluru-Chennai expressway. Now, to make all that talk about roads feel a bit more real, the brochure gives some estimated travel times. So they say you're about 5 minutes from Amrita College, but here's the kicker for commuters. You're just a 30-minute drive from 2 major job centers, the Patabiram Tidal Park for IT folks and the Sipcot Industrial Park. That's a huge selling point.
All right, so that's the investment side of things. But what about the lifestyle pitch? What's it actually going to be like to live in Parktown? Well, the brochure paints a very, very specific picture of that. And this slide is really telling, isn't it? Just look at the heavy, heavy emphasis on environmental quality. They're talking about a serene environment, pollution-free air, a huge 15-acre park. These are front and center features. So the message is clear. You're not just buying a piece of land, you're buying into a lifestyle of well-being.
And finally, we get to the nuts and bolts, the practical infrastructure. The brochure points out that this is a fully approved layout with wide roads, its own electrical transformer, and 24/7 security. But, and this is crucial, there's also space already allocated for things like schools, shops, and a community hall. That's what helps them sell it as a complete, self-contained town.
So, if we boil this entire thing down, what's the takeaway? The central message is actually pretty simple, and this slide nails it. What's being offered is a planned, green residential community, and its entire value, its entire proposition, is tied directly to being right next door to a massive, government-backed innovation hub of the future.
And to wrap it all up, the developers leave potential buyers with this one final, pretty thought-provoking question. It's designed to make you think about where you'll be and how you're positioned for all this future growth. It just perfectly sums up the forward-looking story they're telling. So, that's our breakdown for today. Thanks for tuning in.